For more, let's bring in Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs. She represents California's 53rd Congressional District, an area encompassing parts of San Diego County. Congresswoman Jacobs, welcome. It's great to have you with us. How would you assess the president's speech last night as well as his first 100 days?
I think the president delivered an amazing speech last night. He acknowledged the difficulty of the past year, but gave us so many reasons to feel hopeful. Shots getting into people's arms, money getting into people's pockets, an economy that's recovering. And I was particularly excited that he spent so much time focusing on childcare and the disproportionate impact that this crisis has had on women, issues that are usually ignored by leaders.
Now, I want to touch on immigration. Your district is roughly 1/3 Latino, and its proximity to the southern border with Mexico gives you special insight into the immigration situation. You are a strong proponent of passing the DREAM Act. Let's listen to some of what President Biden said about that last night.
Let's at least pass what we all agree on. Congress needs to pass legislation this year to finally secure protection for dreamers. The young people who've only known America as their home. And permanent protection for immigrants who are here on temporary protective status who came from countries beset by man-made and natural-made violence and disaster.
Now, the president did not touch on some of the thornier issues around immigration that are going on at the southern border right now, but rather sort of teased out the more popular bits of legislation supporting dreamers, the acts helping migrant workers. So considering that this is potentially legislation that would have more bipartisan support, do you think that the president and Democrats should just tease out these bits of legislation, for instance, protecting the dreamers, just for expediency?
In the House, we've already passed the Dream and Promise Act and the Farm Worker Modernization Act, both with bipartisan support. So we know that there are people on both sides of the aisle who know how important this issue is. And as you mentioned, San Diego, we have so many dreamers who are such a boon to our economy and our society. And it's only right that they should be allowed to stay in the only home they've ever known. I have a lot of friends who are dreamers, and the uncertainty of not knowing, the anxiety of always wondering if the next month or the next year you're not going to be able to stay any longer really takes its toll. So I think we owe it to these young people to pass the Dream and Promise Act, and also to have a comprehensive approach to immigration reform so that we can address all of the many issues that we're facing, so that something like this doesn't happen again into future generations.
All right. And Congresswoman, I also want to ask you about President Biden's proposed American Families Plan. You mentioned earlier on that you were heartened to see him focusing on, the middle class and the lower middle class and, the poor in America. The $1.8 trillion proposal aims to expand those anti-poverty measures and prioritizes American families, with funding coming from increasing taxes on the wealthiest Americans. Do you like the president's proposal, and what would you change if you could?
I'm very excited about the president's proposal. I think investing in our kids, investing in our families is the best investment that we can make for growing our economy and for being able to compete on the world stage and compete with China moving forward. I have long been a proponent of addressing childhood poverty, of making sure that we're getting universal childcare. I can tell you, when I talk to my constituents, regardless of their political party, if they have kids, they are struggling with childcare right now. And so this is an incredibly popular proposal. I will continue pushing the White House to make the expansion of the child tax credit permanent instead of just till 2025, and really making sure we're making the investments we need so that childcare will be truly universal.
We've heard that from others on that child care tax as well. All right, so of course, President Biden is now 100 days into his term officially. What would you like to see him accomplish in the next 100 days?
I think that it's up to us in Congress to pass the American Jobs Plan and the American Families Plan. I think it was very clear in President Biden's speech that there's a lot on Congress's plate and we have to rise to this moment and get things done. I am on the Foreign Affairs and Armed Services Committees, and I'm particularly looking forward to working with President Biden to make sure that as we're pulling our troops out of Afghanistan, we're doing it responsibly. We are using our diplomatic levers to try and protect the humanitarian gains that we've made in that country, and that we're really leading again on the world stage and bringing the country along on issues like climate change, on preventing the next pandemic, on things that really require American leadership, and for our allies and partners to know that America is back and we're back for good.
And Congresswoman Jacobs, what is it going to take to get Republicans on board with some of these plans?
Look, when I talk to my colleagues in private, they will agree with us on so many issues. They know childcare is an issue. They know that we need to be doing more to help middle-class families. And it's just when it comes down to the vote that they feel like they have to fall in line and stay with leadership and vote against it so that they don't give President Biden a win. But to be honest, this is not about giving President Biden a win. This is about giving the American people a win. And I think as we continue these conversations, as we continue these negotiations, more and more of my Republican colleagues will see that. We'll listen to what I'm sure they're hearing from their constituents because I'm hearing it from mine, and will work with us to deliver for the American people.
All right. Well, Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Of course. Happy to be here with you.